if you can't get in with that team, you know.
But going from the old heads and the favorites, probably going to the young guys, bunch of call-ups. And I think a lot of those call-ups are happening because of the new draft rules of that if you play these young guys a certain amount of games, you get another like pick 2, a Rule 5 draft or some shit. You get like another draft pick. So AL, let's start with the AL. All the young guys getting called up right now. Spencer Torkelson, Jeremy Pena for the Astros, Torkelson for Spencer for the Tigers, Bobby Witt Jr. the Royals, Julio Rodriguez for Seattle, our guy Spencer Kwan for Stephen Kwan. Not Spencer. See, I can't even get it right. I'm sorry.
Respect on his
Stephen Kwan for the Guardians, playing out of his mind right now. And some others, obviously. There's young
today,
guys.
by the way?
You know, other guys are.
He got
Do you still have it pulled up?
He got at least one hit today. Stephen Kwan had 1 hit, 1 run.
Yeah, that's big for fantasy. I picked him up my fantasy.
You got him?
I picked him up
You
my
got him?
fantasy. Yeah.
I want to tell me something about that, you know.
But, you know, obviously you have a bunch of young guys everywhere. Those are some of the favorites to probably win AL Rookie of the Year. And, you know, even you got some pitchers, you know, some guys that are going to sprout up there as well. So, out of the young guys getting caught up with the AL, who do we like? Who do we think's going to win Rookie of the Year for the AL?
I can start. I am tempted to pick Stephen Kwan so much. I am. But I do think he's going to fizzle out just a little bit.
Yeah,
I think the hype around Bobby Witt Jr. is just too strong.
Made a great play over the weekend.
He made a great play. He got the game-winning RBI in the opening day against the Guardians.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I just think the hype around outside of those couple of plays, not the best opening series that you wanted to see, but I think he'll kind of come around here. I think he's kind of more of he's a safer pick than Stephen Kwan, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's the odds-on favorite to win it anyway, too. So you're not the only one.
Yeah.
Who do we like?
Bobby Witt. He's one of those guys.
And you share a last name. You should have brought that up.
It's
spelled different, but
just
that's kind of.
I mean, he's like my cousin. I think.
Basically,
For like
twice removed.
Yeah, twice removed.
He's got all the tools. I mean, he's like he's got a glove. I saw he had 8 errors in 130 games in the minor leagues. He batted over 300. He can hit for power. He can steal bases. He can hit for contact. Also, he was batting over 400 during spring training.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of proves he can do it against a little better guys in the minor leagues. But yeah, I mean, we've seen like a lot of these Rookie of the Year guys are going to guys that have really all the tools and are
kind
showing
of a 5-tool player.
Yeah, you know,
4-tool at least.
But I like Bobby Witt Jr. I want to bring up Adley Rutschman also.
Okay.
He should be
Oriole,
brought up.
he can hit for power. He's one of those guys. Like he was one of the best players in college baseball. He's the first overall pick in the draft. And like the way the Orioles are right now, I feel like he's gonna get a lot of time.
Of course.
Like probably 120, hopefully over 100 games. But I mean, he's played 160 minor league games. He has 25 home runs and over 100 RBIs. So I think he's one to at least watch out for. He's good value for money if you're a betting man, I guess. Yeah. But he
especially if it hits too.
Yeah, I still like Bobby Witt Jr. just because he's going to get a full season under his belt, but hopefully we don't see him fizzle out. But just the way he's a 5-tool guy, and until he proves that he doesn't have it, I think he's got it.
I heard it. Oh shit! What?
The Cavs are down 40-20.
Damn, that's huge. That's huge for me. Huge for me as a fan. Huge for me as a fan.
Oh my God.
You heard it here live. Cavs right now are down 40-20. Anything can happen, but our boy Gus did say,
we made our picks before
we did make the picks before the start as well, and our boy Gus did say that the Nets will probably dog walk the Cavs. So as right now, that's hitting. But to me, I'm not going to pick Bobby Witt. Mainly because I think it'll be a little bit of a transition. Obviously, the great players figured out and the good players figured out as well.
Yeah.
He's playing third this year. He's not playing shortstop. Now, Alberto Mondesi might get pushed back to third if Bobby catches on here. But I think when you're playing out of your position and when you're going against better, competition, it might. I think about 40 games in the season when teams start picking up what a young guy can't hit or can hit. Yeah. They're going to start adjusting that. So I'm not going to pick Bobby. He already had the hype around him. Believe it or not, I'm going to pick Jeremy Pena for the Astros. I think he is a product of a really good environment. The Royals aren't good. They're not great. They're not bad. They're just it, right? When you're sitting there saying, okay, Orioles best players. Whit Merrifield probably, and then Salvador Perez. Yeah. And then you're going Bobby Witt. I think it's hard to be one of the best players on our team so quick. Julio Rodriguez is obviously an odds-on favorite too, but he's one of their best players too. When you're just thinking that kind of going into it. And then the Tigers are just same thing with kind of the Royals. They're just not they're not great. They're not in best circumstances. Jeremy Pena can hit 8th, 9th, or 7th or 6th, in that lineup. But because we have so much top-heavy talent on our team, that we're probably going to be eating in a later series your 4th or 5th, 6th pitcher, and then like your 4th or 5th, 6th bullpen guy. So I think he's there. He might be a product of a great environment around him that he's going to benefit off the worst pitching and the quote unquote worst pitching as the series
Tired
go on.
arms,
Yeah, tired arms, fatigue season, stuff like that, and he's also in a position to really succeed as well. So I think that is why I'm picking him more than anything. I think that if you look at the top favorite guys, Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez, Spencer Torkelson, Stephen Kwan, Adley Rutschman, like those guys aren't on great teams.
Yeah.
I think they're on, some of them are okay. Like the Mariners, big question mark. Could be great.
Yeah.
But, when you look at their teams offensively, like if Kyle Lewis comes back, I don't know if Julio gets the nod every time.
Yeah.
They might just bump him to right field, left field. But Jesse Winker just came off the best season of his life ever and is a top 5 outfielder.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's on your team. Then you obviously have Ty France, who balled out for Seattle last year. So, and then obviously Seager retired. And then Eugenio Suarez is no scrub. I know you don't like him.
He's a scrub.
I know you think he's a scrub, but
He's a scrub.
anything can happen.
Homer
So
today.
I'm gonna give the nod to Jeremy because it's just the environment.
My only question with a guy like Pena playing for a great team like the Astros is there's little room for error with that.
Oh, yeah.
So I you see with a lot of rookies they kind of fall off a little bit in like mid-season. So I would hate to see him like fall out of the lineup because of that, but at the same time, I think you're right. Like he's gonna have like a good ball club around him, and like he's got other guys in his lineup that are really
gonna pick up that slack.
Yeah, but at the same time, like he's gonna have a little bit higher expectations playing with a team as good as the Astros. So. We'll see.
I think it'll be fun. And getting to the NL now, I think the AL has maybe a little bit more exciting prospects around than the NL does. I think the NL has maybe 1 or 2 guys that I think are really fun or like really to pop. But NL, who do we like?
I'm gonna go a little home cooking here. I'm gonna go with the 2nd overall pick in the 2017 draft. I'm going Hunter Green.
I love that pick. Love that pick from you.
He mowed down the world champs in his first career start. I mean, he hit 100 miles per hour twice in his first at bat. Faced. His slider was nasty. His changeup was good. And he made the Braves look silly. He did let up 2 home runs when they were already up 5-1 or 6-1. But I think he's only 22 years old. He showed no signs of trying to do too much or nerves. He was
got to get a little bit more movement. Got to get a little more movement on his pitches, but I think he's great.
He had some movement on his slider on whenever he pitched. I think
Tuesday
Sunday.
or something like that. Sunday, something like
Sunday.
that.
So, I mean, I'm gonna go with Hunter Green. Reds go back to back, and our rookie of the year.
Who do we like?
I think this is easy. I think Seiya Suzuki walks away with it easily this year. He's what you call a rookie
For the MLB, yeah.
He hit over 3 or he was a career over 300 hitter in Japan, over 200 home runs. He's shown already he has no problem adjusting to the major leagues. I think we're starting to see a trend of these guys coming over from Japan, and they really just have it. Like they're not getting over here by accident. So for me, I think it's easily going to be Suzuki. I think he's going to hit well. I think he's going to have no problem translating to the league. Like he's already shown it right now. He had 2 home runs today. He started. I think he's at 4 now, so he's batting over 400. So I mean, obviously we're a couple games in the season, but for me, it's easily Suzuki.
I think I might be in agreements with you there. I think another dark horse person, and I'm just going to pick him differently. I think Suzuki's the odds-on favorite in my opinion out of this group. But CJ Abrams for the Padres, with Tatis being out, it's going to give CJ a lot of room to grow here, and it's going to be like you said for Pena. There's very little room for error. If he does catch and he plays, I think they'll just bump Tatis to right field, and they'll keep CJ at short and just let him kind of grow there and just be.
You think Tatis at short?
Does he play any other position?
Yeah, he plays right field. It's a secondary.
Or not
position.
Tatis.
Oh, CJ?
Yeah, CJ.
Couldn't tell you. I'm assuming he does. He's probably talented enough to play other, but Tatis, I could see them bumping. They got rid of Pham this past year in the offseason, now plays for the Reds.
Yeah, and he sucks.
Hey, give him some time.
He's
on my fantasy. He's
not
give
gonna
him some time. But, I could see them bumping Tatis to right field, and, shout out our guy, Fantasy Edge. Also, he kind of agrees with me. He's there. He's a buddy of mine.
Okay.
And he has Bobby Witt also winning the AL, and for the NL, I think he has let me check. He has Byron Scott for Philadelphia. So I think that Byron Scott is a sneaky pick as well. But I think CJ Abrams might walk away with this as well. I love the Hunter Green pick. I think there's going to be a much more closer race for the NL than there will be for the AL, because I think one person for the AL is going to catch, and it's just not even going to be fucking close.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like the Randy Arozarena, where it's like, which even though he played like 40 games, but because he was under 130 at bats, because he played in the 60-game season, he was allowed to fucking be rookie of the year, which makes no sense to me. But it is regardless. Like you said, I think. But if I had to pick, I'm going to pick Suzuki. He's not over here by accident, and he's old enough, he's experienced enough to know how to play in these type of games.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to pick that. But moving from the baseball to the MLS, a little quick wrap-up of the week.